This is Puss, a cowboy cat who is revered by the public as a star because in addition to his ability to use swords, Puss also has countless talents such as playing and singing. Puss knows every way to attract the public to follow his tunes. Sometime after Shrek Forever After, Puss in Boots hosts a party in the mansion of the governor of Del Mar. The party was in full swing when suddenly the governor's men came back home and froze when he saw that Puss was cutting his face in the picture. The governor's men shouted angrily to the soldiers to rush to catch the Puss. Without hesitation, Puss danced to the music while taking down one by one and rushing towards the governor's men. Then, out of nowhere to dig up a bunch of fireworks, Puss sat up and ignited the flames at the governor's men, sending him running down his pants. However, this uproar awakened a giant in the nearby forest. Not up to the audience's expectations, he saw his hand lift the roof to see who was disturbing his rest. At this time, everyone and Puss ran for their lives to escape from the giant's hand. But a boy and a cow were caught by the giant. Seeing this, Puss immediately bounced straight towards the giant. The Puss sword had pierced his fingernail, causing the giant to howl like mad. After that, Puss was thrown hundreds of meters away by him. But it didn't do any damage to Puss. Immediately Puss returned and the giant attacked him with the church bell next to it. However, with his ingenuity, Puss approached and cut off his bag, saving the captives. Then a giant fell blindfolded, causing him to hit himself on the head with a bell and faint. His ending is really cool, that's why the people here are with him to this extent. But was bragging about his feat when the bell fell and crushed Puss.
Never die.
As waking up, he is informed by a doctor that he only has one life after burning through his past 8 and suggests he immediately retire. Puss initially brushes it off, but after losing a duel in his sword to a black hooded wolf in a local pub that night, he seeks refuge in the house of Mama Luna, an elderly cat lady, to be a domesticated pet and ceremoniously buries his iconic attire, seemingly putting his outlaw career to rest. Getting used to the real life of a cat is not easy for Puss right now. From going to the bathroom to eating cat food made it difficult for him to fit in. Day by day, Puss had to stubbornly follow the cats here. As time passes, a bearded Puss meets Perito, an optimistic dog disguised as a cat. Since only Puss could understand what he was saying, Perito followed him non-stop even when he slept, still watching him. Today, 3 bears suddenly appeared, and a blonde girl came to destroy their peaceful home. It turned out that their purpose was to find Puss to ask to steal an item. After the scare, Luna's mother fainted on the spot. As soon as she regained consciousness and tried to run away, she was caught by the father bear and locked into the piano. It was followed by torturing Luna's mother with intense music. They caught Puss but didn't recognize him because of his appearance. Suddenly the bear also discovered the grave of the Puss suit buried outside, so at this point they thought Puss was dead. They inadvertently revealed the existence of the wishing star to Puss, and that the map showing its location will be delivered to Big Jack Horner that night. As soon as they left, Puss asked Perito to dig up the dirt to get his suit up. However, because the sword was left behind, today's outfit looks a bit alum. Very quickly in the night Puss reached Jack's castle. Perito even sneaked up behind him and brought him a wooden sword. Seeing it as an opportunity to restore his lost lives, Puss breaks into Jack's bakery to steal the map, unexpectedly reuniting with Kitty Softpaws, who holds a grudge against him for abandoning their wedding day. At this time, the bear group also came here to get the map. Now they are all facing Jack's anger. When the blonde went mad to get the map, the next cabinet suddenly collapsed. Taking the opportunity, Puss and Kitty used the carpet to fly out of the room. But they were immediately defeated by the javelin Jack charged. With just a few basic moves, Kitty has defeated the soldiers blocking the way. Meanwhile, Puss is facing a bear family. So he was accidentally sent flying with Kitty out of the building and hit Perito's car. Immediately they drove off, but the soldiers still did not give up easily. However, Puss and Kitty don't really mind, but only 100 to win the map for themselves only. Fortunately, there are several bags of gold coins on the car, so Puss stepped down for the people to help prevent the soldiers from pursuing. But now the wolf had come to him and he was so scared that he urged Perito to quickly fall out of here. On the other hand, Jack is angry and collects his treasures into a magic bag. At any cost, he is determined to get that map back. The next morning when Puss and Kitty opened the map, they found only vague references. However, behind them, they still have opponents chasing after the bear family and Jack and his men. After a long journey, Puss group reached the dark forest. There was a gate that seemed to separate the two worlds from each other. So Puss immediately kicked Perito's ass first. Just then Kitty dragged Puss inside. Unexpectedly, inside the dark forest, it was so colorful. Now they have to keep looking at the map to find the wish star. So, in turn, Puss and Kitty created their best faces. When he saw these two faces, Perito fainted on the spot because he was too cute. Taking this opportunity, they opened the map. When Puss touches it, everything changes according to the challenges that appear on the map. Kitty also tried to touch, but the challenge was completely changed. Out of curiosity, Perito touches it, and all challenges can very easily lead to the wish star. But at this moment the bear family has reached the place, so they have to move immediately. While relaxing, Puss and Kitty were attacked by flowers. While the two are fighting fiercely, Perito is welcomed by them very gently. Fortunately, with him, the road was gradually opened up easily. Now behind them the bear family and the chasing Jack were very close. Jack then pulled out a powerful sword with a stone on his head. Then, knocking the whole bear family aside for the crime of getting in the way. But only then was he stopped by the flowers. The subordinates who were ordered to clean up were beaten up by the flowers. Meanwhile Jack is trying to find a magic item in his inventory to deal with this. What he found was a fire phoenix. He used it to burn everything here. Puss group was leisurely sitting on the boat. Because he was so itchy with the bugs in his beard, Puss begged Kitty to shave it off. Puss gets his beard shaved off by Kitty and also gets rid of a stick he wielded as his replacement sword, which Perito fetches, getting himself captured by Jack in the process. Shortly after, Goldie and her gang intervenes and a fight ensues. Amidst the commotion, Puss sees the hooded wolf again and runs off in fear, distracting Kitty and enabling Goldie to obtain the map. With Perito calming him down, Puss reveals that he had deeply regretted leaving Kitty on their wedding day. Kitty overhears their conversation and later reveals that she never came to the wedding either, feeling like she could never compete with someone who loves himself more than her. The two manage to reclaim the map from Goldie's group when the latter becomes distracted by the map showing their woodland cottage. As the dimension morphs, Perito gets left behind and captured while Puss is accidentally trapped in a cave of lost souls after touching the map, leaving Kitty to retrieve Perito. Inside the cave, Puss encounters crystal reflections of his past lives, who mock him for changing his attitude. The hooded wolf also shows up, revealing himself to be the incarnation Death, and that he wants to take Puss's last life now, sick of Puss squandering his lives. Afraid, Puss hastily runs away with the map, an act which Kitty and Perito witness from afar. Arriving at the star, Puss is confronted by Kitty, who feels betrayed by his selfishness. Goldie's group and Jack soon arrive and another fight ensues, during which, Jack is thrown into his magical bottomless bag by Kitty, while Goldie saves Baby Bear when he is almost thrown off the star, and Perito manages to convince Puss that one life is enough. Moments later, Death also shows up and a fierce duel erupts between him and Puss. Puss manages to disarm the wolf and boldly declares that while he knows that he can never truly defeat Death, he will never stop fighting for his last remaining life. Death begrudgingly decides to spare Puss, remarking that he no longer sees an arrogant legend who believes himself immortal. Before departing, the wolf assures Puss they will meet again, which Puss respectfully acknowledges. To his respect, a giant Jack later re-emerges from his bag, having eaten a magic growth cookie, and seizes the map from Puss and Kitty. As he attempts to make a wish, Perito distracts him long enough for Puss, Kitty, and Goldie to reclaim the map and rip it to shreds, causing the wishing star to collapse and consume Jack as it violently implodes. In the aftermath, Goldie finally accepts being a part of the bear family while Puss reconciles with Kitty, promising a life together. Sometime later, the two and Perito, now called Team Friendship, steal a boat from the governor of Del Mar and set sail to reunite with some old friends as they catch sight of the royal castle far, far away within a short distance. So the movie is over here. Are you satisfied with the ending that the writer and director of the film put up? If you find it interesting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support the team and receive the latest notifications for more great movies in the following videos. Goodbye and see you and your friends next time.